Good afternoon and welcome back to the channel, everyone. I'm out in the shed again today. This one is going to be a little bit different. For starters, we're not blowing up any LS engines, which seems to have been a theme for the last couple of episodes. Not going to be doing anything drift related at all. As you can probably see, the E30 is behind me here and it is looking fabulous. My mate Andy did a brilliant job of cleaning this thing up for my wedding. And that, as well as also wanting to feel a bit better after blowing up the LS engine, has made me want to do some modifications to this car. I haven't really done anything to this car in about 3.5 years, no modifications. I haven't really even had to do anything but servicing on it since we did the 2.8 litre 6-cylinder swap and got it approved through Regency. So I went out and dropped a boatload of money and, well, also a boatload of money on customs fees to get one aspect of this car that's been needing a lot of love all fixed up. And the bits and pieces have arrived, they've come into Australia, and I'm pretty excited to put them in the car, so let's go take a look. Well, I've never been so paranoid about bringing something into the shed and not getting dirt, oil, or dust on it, but I made it in here successfully, and these are the parts that we're going to be installing today. Obviously, this is a Recaros seat. It's an LXC Monza Grey, and there's another one here in this box that's still wrapped in plastic. I'm absolutely stoked about these. I've wanted these seats for forever. The stock seats in the E30, you pretty much got to hang on to the steering wheel to hold yourself in the car, and that's pretty hard to do when you've got one hand. So these are going to make my time in the driver's seat or even in the passenger's seat a hell of a lot nicer. They're completely re-trimmed and got new side bolsters on them. The company that I bought them through, they go through the seat, make sure it's A-OK, and do all the refurbishment to them. Pretty much, I think what they do is they buy a whole bunch of old Recaros from Japan, refurbish them, and send them out to people like myself. To me, they're the perfect seat for the E30. They're aero appropriate. I hate new-looking seats in E30s. It just doesn't work. I wanted to keep it sort of OEM plus, and I think these are the perfect seat to do it. They're nice and retro, aero appropriate. They've got the fishnets, which I think looks gangster. They're not cheap though. I think this was above $3,000 Australian. What I didn't think about though was the extra for GST and for customs. That was another $500. That was a pretty expensive extra on top, but I'm pretty happy all the same. These things are in tip-top shape, fresh as, and I think they're the perfect seats for the E30. So now I've got to figure out how to mount them in. I have a couple of parts from Garagistics which should allow that to happen. Mount the stock rail to those seats. So let's go take a look at those. So the Garagistic rails are out of the box and they look pretty nice. I did have a bit of a heart attack for a second because I thought there was only one pair in there, but I was all good. The other two were hiding underneath. And got all the hardware here too, which is pretty nice stuff. What we need to do next is I need to pull the original seats out the car because I need to reuse those rails. And as you can see, this seat is absolutely knackered underneath the seat cover. I can actually feel the springs on my butt as we drive along, which is quite nice. But anyway, they're going to come out. I'm going to reuse the rail and we should be able to bolt these Garagistic adapters to them. Well, I just realised a couple of things. Firstly, very inventive use of bright pink cloth there to hold that rod in. Somebody's obviously done that before I came along with the car. So it's held out for many, many years. Might try and replace that with a cable tie if I need to, but points for creativity nonetheless. Next thing, not quite as happy note. I only have enough hardware for one seat, not two. I think they must have forgotten the hardware. Later, I already sent them an email about it, so hopefully they'll send out the right hardware. Well, anyway, time to get this driver's side happening. So I've got the driver's side rail, the Recaro adapters, and just enough hardware to do one. Time to put them all together. this bitch over.
Alright.
Well, I can probably flip it over, but... Bye, Casper. Well, it's a new day, and we've got a couple of weeks in between when we shot anything on this car and these seats last. Reason being, we're missing all of the hardware, so we've got that sent across to us now from Garagistics. We already had the rail, just watching some FD at the moment on my new garage setup here. So yeah, real keen to put these in the car, see what they look like, see how they feel. So, well, let's get started. Garndon over.
To the doors, parking. Look at that angle from field to the chain.
So the passenger side rail has been removed from the old seat. This one here, it's got the bit of pink holding this all together. I've added a cable tie there, and it is a little bit grubby and rusty, but seems to be working fine, and I don't really have time or the parts to fix that at the moment, so I'll worry about that in the future. For the minute, this is going to be the exact same process as the driver's side. Eyes in the sky, gazing far into the night. I raise my hand to the fire, but it's no use, 'cause you can't stop it from shining through. It's true, baby, let the light shine through. If you believe it's true, baby, won't you let the light shine through for you.
I don't actually think it'll work from this angle.
Yeah.
There we go. Yep, that's not going nowhere. Alright, now I can get out.
You can get out.
Much easier than on the wedding day.
So I am absolutely stoked right now. These seats are both in the car and they're looking fire. I love the grey with the black. It's a perfect OEM Plus look. And then with the fishnet headrest, you've got a bit of 80s vibes going. So I really love these seats, and they're exactly what I sort of imagined when I first started looking at Recaros for the E30 all those years ago. This whole episode actually gives me a bit of a throwback vibe to fitting up the M52 and all those episodes. So it's been kind of a cool thing to continue on with. So now what we've got to do, I'm going to pull it out into the sunlight so everyone can take a bit of a better look and some better lighting, and then go for a bit of a hills cruise up to the bakery with wifey and give those seats their first test run.
My body's breathing, it's just you and me. Feel my heart, it's beat tight. Oh, my body's breathing, it's just you and me. I'm so caught in this, we're so lost deep in.
Well, I got a few kilometers under my belt now with these seats, and I gotta say, I'm really happy with them. They're not a racing seat, so they haven't got huge side bolsters. It's nice and easy to get into the car still, but they hold you in really quite well considering the comfort level of the seats. So I can actually go around corners now and not have to push my knees out and hang on to the wheel for dear life. And I can also go cruising without having to have a seat that's uncomfortable for normal driving. So I can probably drive this thing to Melbourne now without getting a sore back, which is kind of nice to be able to do some kilometers in the car and not come out the other side worse for wear. And like I said before, they're the look I'm going for. So I'm really happy. What are your thoughts, Naomi? They were worth the $3,000 that I paid for them.
Wasn't my $3,000, so yeah.
Yeah, well, I'm going to count that as a win because it was my $3,000. And yeah. Overall, I'm really happy with them. It's a big win for the car, and now we're at the bakery. It's time to go get some lunch. So we went to the bakery for a spot of lunch, and now we're just driving home. Thanks for watching. Like I said, this is a bit of a throwback to the old style videos I did when I was swapping the engine in this car. And yeah, like, share, subscribe, and I'll see you on the next episode.